Welcome back, everyone, to the Silver Screen Facade, the show where I delve into the dark, mysterious underbelly known as Hollywood and rip it apart from the inside out. As always, I am Paranormal Ripples, aka Ray, and tonight I'm going to be talking about people that have had secrets in Hollywood, people that have committed suicide due to Hollywood, and people that claim to have had curses due to Hollywood. So please hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, family, cats, dogs, anything, and let's delve into it, shall we? So, the story is just never what it is on screen, is it, with Hollywood? And the first case I'm going to be talking about is that of a young and aspiring actress that was seeked to be one of the starlets, like star girls, basically, of the golden age of Hollywood after the Second World War, and that is Jean Spangler. She disappeared in 1949, and her mysterious disappearance is just that, mysterious, because a lot of things don't seem to add up with this young girl and her disappearance. She basically disappeared, basically, and she left nothing but a cryptic letter and the name of someone called Kirk. So lots of people have been guessing what that means and everything. So it always caused speculation in Hollywood. What does this Kirk? Who is this Kirk fella? A couple of actors and actresses and even directors were looking at Kirk Douglas, father of the late father of Michael Douglas, and father-in-law to Catherine Zeta-Jones, of course, and nothing was ever connected Kirk Douglas and Jean Spangler, although that not many have believe it because obviously Hollywood and secret. But what is kind of concerning about Jean's disappearance is that a few days after she disappeared, but up in Griffith Park, if you don't know where that is, look for Galileo Observatory and you're near it. But Griffith Park, in the area, Jean's purse was found. Nothing else, just her purse. So theories have been bouncing from pillar to post because she is still one of the coldest cold cases known to exist in Hollywood. And a lot of people have said she could have been involved with a mob, and Kirk was the name of someone she was involved with in the mob. There's stuff like she could have had a pregnancy scare, and it was a cover up and everything. So over the decade, obviously, like I said, since her disappearance, a lot of people have said that her story has represented a symbol of the dark underbelly of the golden era of Hollywood. So despite numerous investigations, though, her case still remains unsolved to this day, and the lack of closure still feeds LA today, basically, because a lot of people say that even though her name might not be the glitziest of names, her disappearance is still felt around Tinseltown. Even today, if you ask people in LA, they say that they claim to have seen a young woman matching Jean's description near the edges of Griffith Park, at a ghost sighting, basically. So did she really? So did she die and she has come back to as a ghost at Griffith Park, or is she letting us know something else? Like something else is going on. Let me know what you think. Now, we go from one starlet of who wanted to be making the golden era of Hollywood to one that disappeared. Basically disappeared from the limelight because she committed suicide 10 years prior. So, if you don't know the story and tragic haunting tale, right? She was 24 years old. This young lady. And her name was Peg Entwistle. And she was basically she basically was struggling to find steady work, and she was battling deep depression because she wasn't landing any roles. So this night in 1932, she decided to hell with it. Fuck Hollywood. They fucked me over because I won't ever get my job as an actress. I'll climb up to the top of the letter H and jump. But the fucking coolest of fates is that after, thanks Cam, but after she jumped off the letter H of Hollywood, Peg, she got a role, a major film role actually, where she was actually offered, all right, and the craziest twist of it is there was someone who was battling suicidal thoughts. So to this day, people still see Peg on the letter H about to jump and looking for her. So obviously, a lot of people have made documentaries, songs have been inspired by Peg. Hell, even Ghost Adventures have mentioned her name when they went to Hollywood once. So, what else? You know, it's kind of crazy to think, you know, the town that the fucking she hated in the end. The town that she hated because they wouldn't give her a big break, basically killed her because and then he come back and repeated on her because she got a job role at the end. Now I'm going to be talking about a little bastard now, known as James Dean's car. So if you don't know about James Dean, then he was in Rebel Without a Cause. He was one of the most dashing young fellas of the like filming of it when he was around. And sadly, for Evil's legacy will forever be marked by this tragedy. Basically, he died untimely in 1955, but it was tied to his Porsche that he nicknamed Little Bastard. Yes, he nicknamed a German car Little Bastard. The irony. Exactly, Cam. But yeah, this misfortune of Little Bastard seemed to follow after James's untimely death, because one person who displayed parts in a museum died shortly after, and another that was involved in transporting the car met a strange and sudden end. So some believe that this curse of James Dean's Little Bastard car stemmed from the car's sheer speed and deadly design. If you don't know what it looks like, I'll show you a picture in a second. But others argue it's the tragic spirit of James himself not being able to rest, and he was only 24 when he died. So I'll show you the picture of Little Bastard now. This is the car, and James, sadly, this is the car that ended this young man's life. There you go. That's Little Bastard, and that's James Dean. Look. No. It's kind of crazy to think how many films would he have done if he'd never died, James Dean? It's kind of crazy. Yeah, sadly it was, Cam. And even back then they didn't believe in seatbelts, did they? So this was the craziest thing. Now we go from James Dean to the godfather, literally, of cinema, Marlon Brando. If you don't know, he was, of course, Godfather, famous for playing that role. But basically, he was also known for his secretive nature, and he was always outspoken about the dark side of Hollywood. But before his death, he was reportedly working on this documentary style, like, confession on his private island in Tahiti. And these tapes were basically going to be revealing disturbing truth about the industry, such as hush money paid to people, cover-ups that have happened, and crimes involving some of the, like, Hollywood's biggest stars of the last 50 years. But these tapes were never released because when Marlon passed away, the tapes disappeared. So, was it like elite that went in and got them, or was someone who was close to Marlon basically got rid of them, like, to say these should never come out? So everyone's like questioning, what did Marlon Brando do? Did he protect the people himself and basically say, I'm keeping the tapes hidden? Or did people come in and take them from him when he passed away? We'll never know because we won't ever get the tapes. But for decades, journalists, fans, even conspiracy theorists have all gone to come on and said there's got to be something to Marlon Brando's, like, revelations, because these tapes are still not anywhere to be seen. Let me know what you think, anyway, everyone. Now, the last piece of thing before I go on to a fact check segment with you guys. Who remembers in 2008 Universal Studios having a fire? Because if you don't, basically in 2008, Universal Studios, like I said, a massive fire tore right across the complex, and it destroyed thousands of archive films, priceless memorabilia, and everything. The official reports that came out from the fire said it was faulty electrical equipment. But people inside the movie industry have long whispered that the fire was no accident, and some people say it was a deliberate act to, like, erase evidence related to basically celebrity lawsuits, scandals, fraud, all that kind of shit. And even to this day, whistleblowers have said that they've basically had they've seen sensitive documents and incriminating footage that were kept inside vaults, and that these were burned down when the fire happened in 2008, basically saying that it was done on purpose. So now, to this day, the multiple, like, studio employees have come out anonymously and said that there were strange orders to keep quiet, restricted access zones, basically suspicious behavior before and after the fire, the timing of it, the secrecy, the damage that was done, all point to something which was much darker than just an electrical fire. But what if, like I said, what was a fire of that scale contribute to? Like I said, I'm going to show you a picture of the fire now, and you can tell me what you think basically happened. I'll show you now. Mm-hmm. Now, remember, everyone, to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share. But yeah, this is the 2008 fire from Universal Studios. Tell me that now that has been contributed to. All this has been contributed to a faulty electrical fire. And I'll say it now, and I'll say it again. I believe it's bullshit. No way would an electrical fire be that massive. And if it was an electrical fire, they would have wanted to get it out quickly. This seems like it was intentional. Because look how quick that spread. With an electrical fire, they would have wanted to put it out straight away, wouldn't they? So, that's what I'm saying. Let me know what you guys think anyway. Obviously, like I said, let me know what you think. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That wasn't an electrical fire. I think it was deliberate. Now I've talked about these very interesting 5 cases. Right, I'm going to separate fact from fiction to give you an overall picture, basically, of what really holds up under the lights, basically. So Jean Spangler's disappearance, like I said, is still is like I said, unsolved. But people have alleged that, but many of the alleged connections to famous actors have never ever been verified by credible sources. Even the LAPD archives confirm that there's no solid evidence connecting Kirk Douglas to the case. So that's up to your thing, whether she was on about Kirk or not. Peg Entwistle's suicide is well documented. The tragic timing of her casting offer is true, that she got it the very next day. But the ghost stories around Griffith Park remain basically anecdotal. And there's no verified paranormal investigations confirming supernatural activity in Griffith Park belonging to Peg. So that the haunting bit is up in the lights, but the offer and everything and tragic timing of her death is true. Now, the little bastard curse of James Dean's Porsche is largely fueled by rumour and coincidence. And while accidents have occurred involving parts of his car, people always, like skeptics, always point at isolated events that with no direct cause or link to the curse. Now, Marlon Brando's tapes, of which we were talking about, have never ever surfaced publicly, and there's not been no official records confirming their existence anywhere beyond hearsay and second-hand accounts from people. But it would be interesting to see if they did, indeed, exist. Now, the fire marshals the fire marshals that investigated the Universal Studios fire, concluded that it was accidental. But people still say that no credible evidence has emerged to prove that it was intentional, obviously, but people still say that it was done on purpose. So was the fire marshal paid off to say it was accidental, or was there something more than meets the eye with the Universal Studios fire? But as we all know, Hollywood thrives on myth and mystery. So sometimes they blend fact and fiction, and it's so close now that it's impossible to even tell them apart. So let me know what you think in the comments, everyone. And this wraps up tonight's episode of the Silver Screen Facade. If you enjoyed me peeling back these layers, like I said, hit the like button, subscribe, share the episode with fellow truth seekers. If you got a mysterious story or theory that you want me to talk about, leave it in the comments. I love hearing from all you guys. But until next time, behind every dazzling spotlight, there's a shadow waiting to be explored. Now, stay curious, stay skeptical, but of course, keep watching me. And thank you again for watching the Silver Screen Facade, where the truth is stranger than fiction. Big love to you all, and good night to you all. Bye bye.